Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsy69. Welcome back to today's video. Welcome back to the channel. Now, in today's video, we are going to have another top 5. This time, we're going to look at what we used to do, and we do it all the time. To be fair, normally every update we do have a look at top 5 tanks. So today, we're looking at the most played tank. Now, a lot of times this changes from month to month. It's, you know, you could have tanks that are played all the time one month, and then the next month it's completely different. So yeah, we're really kind of looking at what is played the most. Now, there is 2 things we're going to look at, which again I always do. I always do the top 5 most played, and then I always do the top 5 most popular. Now, the most popular is the amount of players that are playing the game. The most played is the amount of battles that has been played with that certain tank, and that is what we are looking at today. So coming in at number 5 is the E10. Now, the E10 is a tier 7 E100 in effect. Now, it's popular because it was the first tank on the season. Anyone can get it, and you know, it wasn't difficult to get this tank, so it's still popular. People are playing it, and they are playing it for a longer period of time. So actually, there was 2.60 or 2.60 million battles played in this tank on the last update. Now, we're not looking at the update we're on now. We are looking at the update before this, the previous update. That's where all the stats go. So yeah, 2.60. So a lot of battles played for a tier 7 tank, and a premium tank. Again, I know it's a free tank, and a lot of people did manage to get the that season tank for free, and I kind of enjoy the tank. You know, it's no E100, but I kind of enjoy it. I don't think it is too bad. But moving on to tank number 4. Now, tank number 4 is, I always say, it's one of the most popular tanks in the game. It's one of probably the most played tanks ever in the game, where we just look at sort of update per update. This is probably one of the most played ever. Of course, it is the KV2. Now, this has 2.62 million battles played over the last update. So it is still a popular tank, but it's just not what it used to be. The KV2, I really don't enjoy playing the KV2 no more. You know, Wargaming released the Smasher, and then as soon as they released the Smasher, they also nerfed the KV2, and it's just not as fun. I want it to be, you know, it's a unique tank. People like to play the KV2. They love to one-shot tanks. But yeah, since Wargaming sort of nerfed it, it just isn't fun anymore. I don't enjoy playing the KV2. If I wanted to play the KV2, I would just go play the Smasher in tier 7, because it's just far better. Even though yes, I know it is a tier higher, but it is just so much better than the KV2. So yeah, the KV2 at number 4 with 2.62 million battles played over the last update. Moving on to tank number 3. Now, just like the E10, of course, the E100. Now, honestly, this is actually one of my favourite heavy tanks in the game. I really enjoy the E100. I've always said it is a noob man's tank, because there are a lot of people that play the tank that really don't know how to play the tank. But when you do know how to play the tank, when you can angle correctly, it really is a good tank. Now, Wargaming have buffed the standard gun as well. You know, you can even have fun in it with the stock gun as such. Yes, it doesn't have the alpha that this gun has got, but it does have the DPM, and it has the penetration, and actually it is a pretty solid gun now. For me, I like alpha. I love this gun, and I love the tank. So it's still equal. I mean, the KV2 and the E10 that we've looked at, this has 2.87 million battles played. So not too far off, you know, from 5th to 3rd. Actually, 5th to 2nd, They are that very, very, very close. So yeah, the E100 is always up there, to be fair. It's always a popular tank. It's always a popular line to grind, of course, with more so with the Tiger, you know, the Tiger 1, the Tiger, even the Tiger 2, really. They're very popular tanks to play, and I'm surprised that these tanks are not in the list. Normally they are. Normally you get at least one of them, the Tiger 1 or the Tiger 2, usually the Tiger 1, to be fair. Usually they are on this list, but the E100 is number 3. So 2.87 million battles played in the E100, and one of my favorite heavy tanks in the game. Moving on to number 2. Again, very, very similar to the E100. It is the Jagdpanzer E100, a TD version of the E100 with a bigger gun. Now, again, this is pretty much the second highest alpha tank in the game. It's a hit and miss. You know, I don't normally like playing the Jagdpanzer E100. It does take a little bit of skill, and it's one of those that it can either go well for you or it can go awfully bad. Now, the gun is to die for. The penetration is to die for. It can be a very, very dangerous tank, just like that guy has seen on the enemy team. But, you know, again, it is one of those tanks where you may only get one shot off, and you could get rushed. And if you get rushed by mediums or light tanks, then it is pretty much game over for you, and there's not too much you can do about it. So the Jagdpanzer E100, or the Jaegeru as some people call it, 2.9 million battles. So again, we look at the E10 at number 5, 2.6, and then the Jaegeru at number 2 at 2.9. Very, very close. There's not that many battles different between all 4 of them. And then you get, of course, to number 1. It is no other than, of course, the Death Star, the FV215B 183. It's always going to be up there. No matter what video, how many times I do this video, this is always going to be up there. And it baffles me. Honestly, I know people like the Alpha. I get that. People only play this tank because of the Alpha. But apart from the Alpha, it really is not a good tank no more. The Alpha is literally all it has. And that's if you can actually hit him. That is if you don't miss. Because the majority of your shots you will probably miss. You really have to aim in, and even when you do really aim in, sometimes you still miss. Now, if you look at the Jaegeru in second place with 2.9 million battles, the Death Star at first place is more than double. That's how popular this tank is. Almost 7 million battles, 6.97 million battles played. Like, that is crazy difference from 2.9 in second to 6.97, or let's just say 7 million in first. That is absolutely crazy numbers for a tank that isn't even that good. Like, this is my most played tank, and even now, with it being my most played tank, I do not enjoy the tank no more. I just think it's boring. It's boring. Yes, you can get some shots like we've just done there against the Jag Tiger. But again, yes, I may get 1300 damage with one shot. But a lot of the time, that is all you're going to get, because you get one shot off and then it is pretty much game over. Unless you're very lucky. I mean, there, yeah, we get 2 shots. And we're on 2.4k damage, and there is a lot of times where you'll only have 3 shots in a game and you'll end up with 3k damage. So, and 3k damage is not bad by all means, but for me, it's just boring. I don't think it's a good tank anymore. Wargaming, I think, have just completely broken it. You get spotted from across the map, and yeah, I just don't think it is the same tank as it used to be. So let me know, are you surprised at any tank in this top 5 list? Again, this is the most played. In the next couple of days, we are going to look at the most popular tanks. So we'll actually see if any of these tanks in today's list, which are the most played, are actually in the most popular, because a lot of the times they are actually different. But are they going to be different? And if they're not different, it means a lot of people are playing the tanks and they're playing them for a lot longer, where normally you'll have a lot of people play the tanks but only a few battles here and there. Normally they are pretty different, but we're going to have a look in the next couple of days to see if there is any difference. But for now, hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm meadsy69, and I will catch you all soon. Bye bye.